back for episode 17. We got the Cannamazoo guys, and then, I'm sorry, what was the?
Caviar Mike.
Caviar Gold.
Caviar Gold
in the building. So, yeah, we excited for this one. It's gonna be dope. Why don't we, since we got so many people, we normally don't have it this way. Why don't we go around the room and introduce ourselves? We'll start with you, bro.
I'm Adrian.
Why don't you say your role or what, so we can know
I'm a
you'll
technology manager, and outside of that, one of the partners that came up with the show idea.
Cool.
Yeah, Rico Lewis, producer of Smokers Lounge and SmoovTimeTV.
I like the glasses, bro. That's what's up.
Hey, right on, dog. Yeah. What's up, Tuck?
Hey, Tucker. I own Cannamazoo.
That one was easy.
I'm Caviar Mike, native of Benton Harbor, Michigan. Been gone for 20-some years, came back, own the largest marijuana brand in the world, Caviar Gold.
I like that one.
Yeah, I'm Eric. I'm one of the managers over at Cannamazoo.
So let's kick this off with actually something that I don't normally do. You said you were gone for 20 years. Can you elaborate? Were you?
Yeah, I left at 18 and I just now basically came back to Michigan. Yeah.
Okay, where were you? Where did you go?
I went all over, ended up in California, and that's where I started Caviar Gold.
What Caviar Gold? What is it?
Caviar Gold is super weed. So basically what we do is we control all the cannabinoids in the plant, and we control them where like every time with up to 2%, it's exactly the same. So if I say it's gonna be 50% THC, every time you get it, it's gonna be 50% THC. That's flower.
Wow. What strains have you done this with currently?
I make the Jay and Silent Bob strains. I make the Ice Cube strains.
Oh, that's dope. And Ice Cube the rapper?
Yeah. Good Day Kush, Friday Kush.
He says Good Day Kush. I gotta try. So is that normally seen in the Cali market? Is that where you can find that at?
We're just now launching here. We'll be in the Michigan market in the next 3 to 4 weeks, for sure, guaranteed.
Cannamazoo have it?
Yep, that's our home base. That's right there.
He's going to be processing out of our.
Oh, okay. So this is a collab effort.
Yeah.
How did you guys come across?
I bought his product in Vegas one day, and then the next day I'm talking to a LED lighting engineer, and he had an idea to talk to some company. He wouldn't tell me what company it was. And next week I was on a plane to Arizona and met him in Arizona and saw his operation there. And we were just getting our processing license and asked him if he'd come to Michigan.
How'd you like Arizona? You're in the Arizona market too?
Killing it.
You like it out there?
Killing it. Yes, I love it out there. Good
so
people.
What all states do you currently operate in?
California, Arizona, Nevada, Oklahoma, Michigan, Canada, Europe, Australia.
What do you find to be your favorite market? And I'm going to ask you why. So.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention that much, I guess.
So like everybody. I guess no. I'm not trying to make a
market.
And I'm not trying to.
Arizona.
Okay, so not even market.
So
like,
Arizona.
When you go somewhere, culture. Like, what do you enjoy?
I like Arizona's market. It's a good atmosphere out there. You know what I'm saying? The people are cool. They got good smoke spots, so I like it out there. Cali's laws are kind of crazy. You're not supposed to smoke in public, but you still can, so it's okay.
So Arizona and Cali would be your favorites?
So far, yeah, but I'm just now started here. Like I said, I just landed.
Yeah, no, I meant that you've done in the past. You said, you haven't even started here. You haven't officially launched here, so you can't sit here yet. That'd be fair. What do you think of Europe's market?
To be honest with you, I don't like it.
What is different there versus here? Give us like 3 major differences that people wouldn't expect that you.
Tobacco in your weed.
Legal.
Like everybody puts tobacco in their weed.
Oh, it's normal. That's like a normal. That's the normal.
So I didn't like that.
I thought that was totally strange.
Yeah, I don't smoke tobacco, so that kind
You've been there and seen this too?
Huh? Oh yeah. I mean, I travel around the world, man. 20 years in the music business, bro. So yeah, so I was out with George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, P-Funk, playing drums for them, and went over to Europe, Amsterdam, my first time, dude. I was just like blown away. And I seen them putting tobacco in the cannabis. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is up with this thing? And then I hit it one time and I was like, nah, I can't do this. I'd rather smoke cannabis, by itself. You don't have no tobacco on this, do you?
No,
okay.
If I put anything in my shit, I put THCA in it.
So I had some XO Gold. So XO Gold is $45,000 a pound, $44,000 a pound. And
Well, it's weed?
yeah, it's flower.
Okay, I want to make sure you weren't talking about something else.
No, it's flower. So I had some XO Gold over in Europe, and I sat down to smoke with these guys, and we broke it up, and they started to put tobacco in it, and I was like, no.
Is that the price of it everywhere?
Everywhere.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow, that's like, you know, you hear people like say 9,000 a pound, and people flip out. You know what I mean? That's crazy. So, what is your favorite strain that you've ever smoked?
My favorite strain is King Caviar OG.
And that's something that's
an OG strain that I created.
that you created. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you disclose the crosses or?
It started with BTY. It's one of the original OGs. I got the phenotype from there and crossed it.
So you've worked at it a long time.
No, it took me about 45 minutes.
All right. Well, sometimes things come to you quick in life. What would be your favorite strain?
I'm gonna have to probably go with OG Kush, man.
Where'd you smoke it at?
I smoked it out in Cali.
Out in Cali.
Yeah.
Did you have anything that you remember from out of the country that was stand out, that was like a local traditional favorite there?
Man, I'm just trying. I know it was a lot of coffee shops that I went into. They really had White Widow was their thing over there at the time when I was traveling over to Amsterdam.
White Widow was slapping over there.
Yeah.
Did they have all the percentages and all that, or was it just like a fucking in a jar? And
yeah, because I think the first time when I went over there, they were still doing
It's
Gildeds
illegal
at
to
the
grow
time.
weed there.
Huh?
It's illegal to grow weed in Amsterdam.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
so you're just supposed to smuggle it in?
That's what they gotta do. So they smuggle it all in. It's illegal to grow.
Well, I
It's
have
legal
one of
to
those
sell it,
stories,
but
but
it's
I'm not
illegal
going
to
to talk
grow
about
it.
it.
So it's set up for you to smuggle. Oh, okay. That seems smart. That seems
'Cause
more
I
like
went to Amsterdam to start Caviar Gold. So I started Caviar Gold Spain, Jamaica. I did all that. And when I got over there, I was like, yeah, I'm about to start Caviar Gold Amsterdam. And then they were like, you can't grow weed here. I was like, what? It's weird.
Wow,
that fucking seems very
That is
dumb.
crazy.
That seems ass backwards, but.
This you, Jay?
So it's from our dispo that we have, but Vibes and Inkster. But no, it's not anything I grew. It's actually from a very good friend of mine that grew that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out Skunkworks. Fam.
Skunk Works. That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Like the
So I like the
Small,
glass
yes,
tips,
yes.
bro. Like this is nice. Yeah.
Let's bust into grow talk actually, since we're doing that. You guys have a grow. What's talk about it some? You got some special strains in there, like what?
So I used to be the grower, right? We have a guy now. He's not here with us today, but like his name's Colin. He's probably in the grow right now. He loves those plants. We've known each other like 10 years. He got into the grow business when I was starting to automate. I was a software developer. And so we kind of worked together to come up with a system. And, now you can buy stuff off the shelf ready to go. So we grow LED, fluence. We're a hydroponic operation.
You know what strain? Are you guys got any special strains, or how'd you get your genetics?
Yeah, Cancun is one that I brought seeds back from Cancun. And I sexed it
Is that
up.
the strain too? It's
I call it Cancun Coochie Coochie. So it's
okay.
most
So
likely-
Cancun Coochie Coochie. I was about to say, if you just called it Cancun, I was gonna say you're a creative motherfucker, bro. Shit.
But Jay, it's the best coochie I ever had, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Hopefully none of your exes are watching this, bro. Fucking, which one is it?
You gotta give it a smell.
That's
It's the third one. Here you go.
Definitely has a unique terpene profile.
I hope it doesn't.
some people hope it does.
Yep, that's why
Think
we
of a
are.
good
That's
land
why there's so
race
many
strain,
different people in this world.
Got more of that kind of rank.
Oh, it does have a good smell. So where do you guys normally source your genetics from? Is it just like when we come across them, is there a certain place you like to go? Are you
Over the
loyal to a
years,
seed company?
Special Kush is one that I've been growing for 15 years. That Cancun is one that's more recent. That's like 8 years. A lot of these are cuts from friends. Tom Farrell at Refinery kind of hooked us up with a lot of our strains.
And the refinery, the homie. Shout out Tom.
Yeah.
So they're all available at your dispo?
These 4 are. We got 5 more right behind it, and our third harvest is right around that. Having a hard time finding trimmers.
Yeah, that's
the biggest
what you're
holdup
missing
right
is
now,
trimmers.
yeah. And everybody with the way the labor market is right now, it's
Yeah,
hard
nobody wants to
to
work.
find, you know. So anyone
That's-
looking for a trimming job, come on
Yeah,
out.
hit him up. So you had traveled around the world with music, you said.
Right.
How much do you think cannabis has impacted different music cultures that like you've seen in your travels?
It impacted. I think it's a universal language now. I think anyway, especially dealing with music, and with like George Clinton, big smoker back in the day with the Mothership, big smoker, and then you had like Bootsy Collins, then you had like Sly Stone. I'm an OG, so that's why I'm talking about that. So over the years, and then coming up to my time being in the music business, it was just like all it did was progress. What I think. You know what I'm saying? So now, like now we have like, hey, certain states are legal, recreational, you know what I'm saying? And then you got other states, medicinal, trying to get medicinal, what have you, or whatever. So, it's starting to move further than just musicians. And then and I think it's just impacting the whole world, basically. That's what I think. Yeah.
Even in your travels like overseas, did you see it as like really taking off over there when you were there?
Ah, man, hell no. I know London has some fucked up weed, man. So, and I don't want to talk about my London people. I love you, you guys is cool. But I'm just saying, like, over in England.
Good weed's hard to come by over there.
Oh, man, come on.
Did you experience the same thing in London? I know you said you were familiar
Yeah.
with that market.
Yeah, but it's changing now, especially since we can ship from Canada to all those places.
Right, yeah. So, I haven't been over there
And
in
they're
a while.
getting more
so-
experience too. They're opening up a little bit more and more. Like now there's dispensaries in Germany. So
Really? How does it look? Is it just like you got to be 21, you can buy an ounce? Like, do you know anything? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure you gotta be 21.
Is that the normal state?
Yeah.
Is that
I
what
think
you
that's
see
the
around the
standard.
world? It's like 21's the age for cannabis.
Yes.
It's so weird to think about, like, tobacco's good at 18, you die from it. Weed's no good till 21.
Yeah.
I don't know, it seems ass backwards, but I'm happy to hear the whole world does it ass backwards. We're not alone. What's next for Cannamazoo, man? You guys have more stores coming? Are we
No.
focusing in on the grow?
Focusing on grow, getting operations going. We really got into it to grow in the first place. We ended up with a dispensary.
You can get it hit up.
That place used to be a club, right?
It used to be a club. There's several shootings this summer. It was a down place.
So since you've taken it over, haven't had those kind of issues?
No problem.
It's been a little bit more relaxed. We don't have shootings
Yeah.
there at
We're
the dispo.
24/7.
Good. You're open 24/7?
24/7. You can come by and score an eighth anytime you want.
So Cannamazoo is a 24-hour operation.
Yeah.
When did that start?
2 weeks ago. Ask me how much sleep I've had.
Are you the
I am
only
living there right now.
So you're the only place in the state that's currently 24 hours, right?
I don't know. I kind of wondered because I searched 24-hour dispensary and we're the only one that pops up right now.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
bro,
So-
put in my in the comments on Blaze's page. Pin this comment. Can anyone else name a dispensary that's open 24 hours, please?
Yeah, I
And
wanna
read
know.
them to me if anyone says them, please.
Good resource.
No, hell yeah, bro.
I'd like
Wait
to
a
know,
fucking
'cause I'm
minute. No,
curious.
I'm gonna post it on my story later.
I had a long conversation with the township manager before we even got our
What did
license.
the city say?
The township manager said he thinks it's America. You got to be able to open anytime you want. So
What did the state say?
the state hasn't said anything. There's no rules on the state.
There's no regulation
No.
on the hours of operation for a cannabis.
No,
business.
and really, if you
Does
think
metric work at all times?
Oh yeah. Well,
Well, no.
come on. Does metric work?
That's a loaded question right there, bro.
I'm a software developer too, and the state has poorly invested in that.
Yeah, it doesn't work. No, that's. I mean, is it supposed? Is it on? Kind of. Yeah.
It functions.
Flickers a little
If
light.
it
Well, at least you're
functions,
allowed to sell if it's down, right?
Yeah. You just,
So we've gotten used to it. We can get the duct tape out when we have to.
the old
We found
duct
our
tape.
workaround.
Do you
Yeah.
see people buying? Like, what is the traffic like between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m.?
Actually, it's pretty good. And you're not, I used to own restaurants, right? I've been robbed at restaurants. I was working at a gas station one time, got robbed, right?
Oh, I thought you said that. I'm like, this motherfucker's saying I got robbed. Like,
At restaurants. I used to own restaurants, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to
and
make sure I
my
knew
delivery
what direction
drivers
we
would
were
get
going
robbed
here.
and stuff,
Okay.
right? But since I've been in the cannabis business, we also used to get a bunch of fake bills, right? In the cannabis business, it's like there's this respect above and beyond a restaurant, I hate saying that out loud, but We've had 2 fake bills in 2 years, which is unheard of in a restaurant. And we've not had one real problem outside of someone refusing to stop smoking their bong on our porch. Like, just because.
On the porch?
Yeah, you can't do that. Like,
Porch of what?
our dispensary.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I guess.
So, and really, I wouldn't mind, except the state has a rule against it.
What do you do? Just ask him to leave?
Yeah.
He says no.
You can't do that. Well,
Please step off.
well, you know,
That's
accidents
rich.
happen.
Yeah, that
No.
was
Accidents
it was
happen.
quite the experience to see on the camera. And have to
So,
kind of
so
rush out
technically,
there.
all right. So this is your property, right? Now, technically, if you were in a strip mall and he just walked one door down, he wouldn't be on your property.
Right. Well, we own that property too, right? So he's got to go like 2 doors down.
No, but I'm saying hypothetically, right? If you were in a strip mall,
Yeah.
that's rich, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, get off my property. All right, dude. Oh, fucking. All right, bro.
They need to have better consumption licenses and.
Will
more
you go for a
municipal-
consumption
I would
license?
love to if we were allowed to. The township right now is saying no. So,
Kazoo is no.
Kazoo's not. Well, township. We're Kalamazoo Township, Kalamazoo City.
Where's the
right next
college
door.
at?
College is the city, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of their own.
Yeah,
They
free
have
for
their
all.
own police force and all
Yeah,
that
free
stuff.
for all, we call that.
Yeah. They-
Been to a Western party, bro, as we call it, Western. It is a free for all. So, what's I forgot what I was going to ask you.
You
when I
like
said
this
that.
up?
Yeah, go ahead, man. I try to space from the last to the end. We should be good. What's
When
your
I come
favorite
back,
smoke?
we'll be all right.
What'd you say?
I said when I come back, we'll be all right.
What's your favorite smoke that you guys are currently growing?
The ones available right now is Animal Mints, Cannamazoo because it's personal to me, or not Cannamazoo, Cancun Coochie Coochie because it's personal to me. But Special Kush is my all-time favorite. It's coming out second harvest. It's about.
Is there one in
trimmers
here?
away.
Oh, that's actually a
There
2-pack
is
of
a
pre-rolls.
2-pack.
Oh, good. We'll be all right. Did you get a kick out of that? So, what's next for you?
Oh, I guess I'm getting back to work. Playing with Freak Bass and the Bump Assembly. I'm playing drums still. So we have our 2 shows coming up at the beginning of July, which we're playing in Cincinnati. And we're also playing in Roanoke, Virginia. That's right. The weed is getting to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm starting to forget. But anyway, yeah, so I'm playing with Freak Bass and the Bump Assembly July 2nd and at the Urban Art of Craft. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
What's the weed like in Virginia? You been out there before?
Yeah.
How's that situation look?
I don't know. I haven't been out there lately, Jay. So
How was it when you were out there last
Oh,
time?
it was cool. Like I got some
Was
really
it
good
good?
friends. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
good enough for this guy or like just
I'm
like
not sure if it's good enough for him.
Like
Mike,
that, right?
Mike is a whole nother specimen right there. You know what I mean? So
Got to get your tolerance up when you got strong weed.
Let's see which one you have. See if you're gonna hate it or not. Oh no, you shouldn't hate this one. You can continue smoking. I want to make sure you didn't get this fucking. There was some Mandarin I grabbed from somebody earlier, bro. Trash.
This is good.
Yeah, no, that smoke's good. I hate when I hand somebody something and it's like, oh, did you really hand me that? That's how I feel. So at Cannamazoo, walk us through what's the experience that someone can expect if they visit your dispensary? And you can answer this too. Anyone can answer this from your team.
I've been told it looks really nice.
Don't say I've been told, man.
well,
Walk me through it, bro. Like,
I feel bad
what
'cause,
is
like,
the program that you put in place?
Well, so my buddy Brian and I framed the place out, drywall it, you know.
No, I mean like the greeting. Like, what is
Greeting?
the focus? Are you guys
Walk
focused
in.
on getting them the best smoke? Like, what is your focus as a dispensary? Like, what do you want people to remember Cannamazoo for?
We want to get them in and out and get them what they want. We
So
don't-
time.
We have worked on our process where you're not waiting in a lobby forever. We get you in the showroom.
So time is of the essence.
Yeah, but at the same time,
You
we
got
don't-
24
we
hours.
don't
Time
wanna
is the
rush
essence.
you. We don't want to rush you, so you take your time in the
Well,
shopping
no,
area,
you
you
no
know?
need to rush. You have literally all fucking day or night, all week. No one's
Hold
fucking
on,
going
we're not
anywhere.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's going. Are you open on Christmas?
Well,
The sign on the door
maybe.
says
We don't know yet.
We
It
never
says
close.
Open always. Yeah.
We never close.
never
so
close.
the lights just
It
stay
says
on.
never close. Correct.
That's got to be.
It was on a
lighting
timer.
down.
It's no longer a timer. It's just straight
It
a
came
circuit.
about
So unless
because-
power goes out, we're 24/7.
Also, because of the insurance situation, you can't really insure your cash and your product, right? So we had to pay 24-hour security.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the situation and say, we really only need 2 more people just to be open. So you just add 2 people and you have extra security at night and leave the lights on, you know?
People come in at 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Have you sold weed at 4 a.m.?
Yeah, we sold a whole
said, oh,
ounce
yeah.
at like 3:30 a.m. this morning.
Can we just briefly talk about the person? We don't have to say names or anything. Was he above or under 30? He or she?
Yeah, I haven't really looked into it yet. It's so new that
I'm just so
I
curious.
can't wait to
It'd be
dive
interesting,
into
yeah.
it.
Who actually buy? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd buy.
A lot of the
cannabis, whatever,
stories
but
we're hearing, it's people getting off 3rd shift. And we're
Man.
not busy from like 2 to 4. We're thinking we're going to do inventory during that time, but still, like when you go into a grocery store, I used to work for my dad at a 24-hour grocery store, right? But you barely have any customers at night, but you have to do things like stock the shelves and do inventory and still do it at 3rd shift on the downtime and still help customers. You know?
No, I get your thought behind it. It makes sense. I always thought that they would never allow that. You know what I mean? I did not think the state would be like, yeah, fuck it. You want to sell weed? I mean, think about it, bro. You can't sell liquor past what, 2 or 4? I forget what it is. 2 a.m. So I'm just surprised. Well, you absolutely cannot sell liquor past 2 a.m.
Yeah.
or 4. It's
And then
one
it
of the two.
starts, and then I think it starts back up at 7 a.m.
Yeah, it starts mighty early. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not like they shut it down for a lot,
Yeah.
but they shut it down. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
We're also a medical dispensary, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
like, you can go to Walgreens 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but the pharmacy's not open.
The pharmacy is.
At Walgreens, 24
Oh, yeah.
hours a day.
Yeah,
man.
24
I have a
hours.
kid. We end up in the emergency room. You got to get prescriptions.
Yeah, when you
at
have
4
kids, you
in the morning.
definitely know.
Oh no, I just figured the hospital had their own pharmacy. That's where you had
No,
to
you
go
always
at
end up
3 a.m.
going
you know?
to the Walgreens in Grand Rapids or something, you know, like driving 40 minutes or.
It's only one of them, like in
Oh,
town.
believe me, I'm all
Yeah.
for people being able to get weed at any time, at all
Yeah.
time. I just
That's
look
what-
at it like I'm just surprised that they hadn't pre-thought of a way to stop
Oh.
us from doing something cool like that. Normally, they're on top of stopping.
I'm hoping
crazy
we're
shit,
not
bro.
asking for it, right?
Yeah, they
That's the
have,
other thing. Like
they have
everyone kind of asked the whole
24-hour
time, "Are you allowed to?" And our
dispensaries
lawyer said, "Yeah,
in
you
Nevada.
can, as long as the township's okay with it." Township said they're okay with it. So,
that's great.
but if you think about it, I mean, I've worked 3rd shift before in my life, and you know, it sucks when the restaurants aren't open and that kind of stuff. So when you can keep your life on track and
And you work a 2nd shift job and you get off at midnight.
yeah,
Where do you go? And most people end up staying
They're already
up
closed.
for
Can you
several
do
hours
delivery?
late.
Are you guys
know?
doing
So, yeah.
delivery too at that?
we're not gonna do delivery. We're pretty slow on deliveries, anyways. It's not really.
Okay,
our
well, no, I
focus.
just didn't know. Like, you know,
I think
hey,
Ease
man,
is
I'm,
gonna come
you know,
in and
2
figure out
a.m. pull up
delivery.
in my spot. Like, you know, I just didn't know. That's crazy.
I think
man.
long term, the bigger delivery companies are gonna really
Come in
market
and
delivery.
take over
you know.
that. So
I
is
think-
all your guys' weed at Cannamazoo comes packaged like this with a little sticker on top that says the
Yep,
strain?
and you can peel the sticker off and stick it somewhere else.
And is this? Oh, no, that's great. How many different strains you guys currently have?
We got 14 right now, but
14.
we're growing in rounds, so yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. Nice test out too. And it's actually from recent test date. Wow, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we just
That's
started
fucking
harvesting.
amazing.
It took us about 2 years to start.
Yeah, it's not a year old.
Harvesting.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, what's up, the Hyla homies here? What's good, bro? How are you? It's always cool to see homies pop by.
How's it going?
So how long till we see you pop out?
We should have. Well, we just need oil. We need oil.
What you need distillate?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Don't
You
worry.
got me? Then next week.
So will we see like multiple strains right
I
off
got
the bat?
11.
Like
I'm launching 11 right off the bat. Yeah.
11 right off the bat.
Yeah.
I'm
Good
excited
Day
to
Kush,
see the
Friday
product,
Kush, Snoochie Booches, Snoogans, Berserker, and then King Cavi, Misty, Original Gangster, Ice Water.
Do they come with a glass tip or are they like a cone tip? Like
It's a cone tip. Yeah, but we have a little contest. If you can finish a Cavi cone in 15 minutes and hold every hit in for 10 seconds, I'll give you $1,000.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You dead ass too. You see this guy? How many people have won that challenge?
Nobody in 3 years.
Nobody in 3 years.
I started that challenge 3 years ago. We still have no winners.
You got an Instagram?
Caviar Gold 420.
So you want
We
to
get
try
deleted
this?
all the time. So.
Oh yeah, don't we all? You want to try that shit? Get it in. I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
No one's done it, you said.
Kevin Smith tried it on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and look up the challenge. we was in LA down in the district where like the heroin addicts and shit are. And I was down there with 10 $100 bills. And this chick, she was like, I'm gonna do it. She tried it and like her 6th hit, she threw up out her nose. It was so disgusting.
Is that a DQ then? Disqualified?
Yeah, if any smoke comes out your mouth, you're disqualified.
What's the average test out you say on those?
Our Caviar cones are between 45 and 52% THC.
Oh shit. Blowing.
Wow.
They burn perfect all the way. No run, none of that shit. It's the perfect weed.
Dude, that just is crazy. So what's next for Cannamazoo? You guys are doing the flower strains. You got his line coming. Is there anything else? Are you guys gonna do wax? What's
We're hoping
next?
to just do live resin over grow. Just keep it small. We might
Manage
expand the
what
grow. Yeah. We bit
That's
off
sweet.
quite a bit for,
What did you do
mean-
prior to this, man?
I owned restaurants, really, prior to weed.
What made you want to do weed? When did you just go, you know what, fuck it, I want to do weed?
High school kid came in and said, fuck you, fuck this job. And I thought, yeah, fuck this job. I'm sick of high school kids coming in here telling me to fuck myself.
funny.
And I can only afford minimum wage because of the model of
The model of the platform.
And I decided I'd rather have some kind of business where people can make living wages, and the people that you work with are a better caliber of people, because they're more competitive, with.
Had you been like a smoker your whole life?
Well, since I got run over by a bus on my bicycle when I was on opiates, and my aunt was a nurse practitioner at U of M, told me to try marijuana. Got off opiates pre-medical. I was growing my own because I didn't want to get in trouble. Every time I thought about it, I thought, owner of restaurant buys weed from, employee high school kid, like going to jail for that. No, I'd rather
I don't
just
mean to
move.
laugh because that shit
Yeah,
really
but it's real.
that shit used to happen. I mean, now I laugh.
That's why I
It's so
started growing,
pathetic,
though.
bro. Motherfucker, if you bought liquor for him, he'd get like a fine. You know what I mean? They'd give him like a $500 ticket and call it a wrap. It's weed. They'd be like, oh, we gotta lock you up. We need to take that license. Fucking menace to society type shit. It's
I used
stupid,
to
bro.
grow under like shop lights,
What?
like fluorescent tube shop lights.
Crazy.
Those.
What's your favorite way to consume? You like smoke? You like edibles?
I love bud, but vape pens are way more convenient, honestly.
Yeah.
You like vape pens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like what I've found while I was standing up the licensed cannabis operation, I was working as a software developer at Spectrum Health. And I couldn't smell like weed, but I couldn't write code unless I was comfortable, like sitting in a chair all day, So a vape pen, you can go out to the car and you're not smelling like bud. And that's how I started
Facts.
on the vape pens.
Facts.
Yeah. But I'd much prefer bud. Yeah.
You got a favorite strain?
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
And the old
We're just
DJ
keeping
Short
it real
straight.
fucking
Yeah.
plain with that.
I lived in Indiana.
Indiana,
and
okay, so some Indiana blueberry.
it was one of the very first strains. No, this was
No, it was
actually the
flown
original
there?
blueberry. Yeah.
Oh, so it's flown there.
So-
All right.
It was
Fuck
drove.
grown
It
there,
was
it's flown there, bro.
drove in, but it was one of those. It was the first strain that actually ever tasted like what somebody told me that it was. You know what I mean? Like blueberry. Oh, that sweet profile, like fruity, just like, but skunk. Like I was. Wow, that's impressive.
Would you say you look for like fruity or gas weed when you're looking for fruity?
Definitely fruity. Yeah, I like. For some reason, I really like the fruity, even spicy type terp profiles.
What made you want to get into cannabis?
Man, 12 years old. First time I ever smoked cannabis. Cheech and Chong. Watching the Cheech and Chong movies growing up. But it was one of those that they lied to me, man. It definitely isn't the industry that that they made it out to be. But no, it's fun. It's work. It's something.
Well, I mean,
but
it's uncomparable. Regulation changes all that. That's why I was asking him about his favorite markets, and I laughed because he said Arizona, because Arizona hasn't laxed. They actually want to see cannabis succeed. That's a fun fucking market to play in. When you go somewhere and like Moon Rock is so easily accessible there. like fucking, there's not, restriction on milligrams. Everything is like, much more welcoming.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, that's why I laugh on that. You been to Cannabis Cups?
I have not. The craziest thing I ever went to was the Midwest Marijuana Harvest Festival in the early 90s down in Cincinnati when it was, absolutely illegal. And, Indiana will be the last state that probably ever becomes, legal. But yeah, that's the biggest thing that I've ever been to. I would love to go to a true Cannabis Cup. I've smoked a lot of good stuff. I've smoked Cannabis Cup winners, but I've never, been to a Cannabis Cup.
What did you do prior to cannabis?
Before I moved here, for a couple years, I was a reserve police officer. So I
you knew this.
You told me.
When I told my chief I was coming up here to work cannabis industry, his jaw kind of dropped. Like, what? And I'm like, yeah, safer. Yeah. So outside, yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, it was. I was an IT guy, still an IT guy, I guess, for pretty much 30 years now. And a veteran from the Army, so I'm almost 50 years old, so got one more year and I'm there. So, but yeah, man. It's interesting.
What do you think of how much cannabis has changed from your early days to now? Like when you were in your 20s, smoking weed, how much different is it now, man? Is it like...
It's a lot less stress. Because you think you're in a legal state. You can't smoke where you want to. You can't do things.
Do you think that took away from a lot of the experience, the fear of like arrest or whatever?
Man, the first time I walked into a grow up here, out in somebody's yard, it was amazing how much peace I actually had to think that the law says I can actually be here. This is okay, and I was not at all anxiety-ish. I wasn't ready to leave. Man, when you were growing plants, you didn't even want to visit the plant. You know what I mean?
It was
like
we were the one running.
You just
yeah, dude. That's why I wanted to see how he felt, knowing what it was like being on that side, bro. Because he doesn't know what's happening, bro, if they come.
So yeah, you don't want to visit your plants. You don't want anything. You just stay away from. You got certain friends. You deal with certain things, and outside of that, man, you are careful because your ears always to the street. You're always dealing with people that are in that same club.
Do you feel like because it was just an easy arrest for police, that's why they've always went for that, or like?
I think.
Do you feel like police? I asked you because you knew some cops. Do you feel like they felt that it was an easy target, or do you think that they actually felt there was something wrong with it, like it would actually fuck people's lives up? I'm just curious on like the mindset.
I truly feel that the majority is that it's an easy arrest. It gets your numbers up.
So it's not a lack of knowledge.
And I believe this before I was ever a police officer. You know what I mean? I was hoping to kind of change that mindset that everybody needed to be arrested that had a joint on it. You know what I mean? Do they need to have it thrown away? Do they need to be taught something in the process and given a ticket and dealt with as far as the
arrest is just fucking crazy.
But
bro.
outside of that, you want to teach somebody something and hope that it doesn't bite you in the rear end. But that can bite you in the rear end just because you do something like that. So,
right? Yeah. Well, anytime you're a voice of anything, bro, you just have to accept that you're most likely going to take controversy. You're going to take pushback.
Hey, would you want to deal with a heroin? Somebody on heroin or somebody on cocaine, somebody on pills and alcohol.
Yeah, I've dealt with it my whole life.
So,
I'm good on all that.
Run in on that real quick, versus a guy who's passive, just smoked a joint, heading home from work, and just really wants to go home and just chill out, man. And now he's just all into the car going.
He's just a threat to the
man, So yeah, it's crazy.
So a tarantula and 2 joints, I kind of got a buzz.
Right? Good.
Yeah, you got to go. Finally,
a little something.
The engine started. Hasn't quite got off the fucking station, but.
Or something.
Yeah, I wish we had the rig down here. We'd give you some, start dabbing you.
Yeah, give me that.
You definitely look like you do the full gram dab. Have you done the 3 gram dab?
Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
The 3 gram dab. Apparently do it for science.
Yeah.
Awesome to watch other people do it.
Here's a disclaimer, please sign.
Only do it at 1,000 degrees for your safety. So, if it sounds like you're not wanting to do that, I also have a challenge too. It's called you hold that in for 10 seconds. I don't give you anything, but I'm proud of you.
I'm super proud.
Your doctor will probably have to fix your lungs. But,
No joke. Yeah.
So You enjoy being the switchover, I assume?
Yeah, I came up to grow, and I'm in IT. We've got a good grower. We've got a lot of good growers in the company, truly. But outside of that, I get to do IT. I get to do things that helps the company out. And from that, doing the show is probably one of the highlights of just getting to work there and being a part to be that he allowed us to even do it. You know what I mean? So that's the cool part of it is I get to have fun doing that. So it's more closer to what I want to do, and supporting cannabis, you know what I mean? IT doesn't support cannabis a lot other than just make sure that we can sell the cannabis, you know what I mean? Or, transfer it, whatever we need to do within the realms of the business.
Facts. What'd you do before?
Um,
Or you just always been Caviar Gold?
I used to own a distributing company. I made hardwood floors, and I distributed them through like 4 or 5 states, and so that's where I got the distributing background. And I opened up the first hydroponic store in Oklahoma.
So hold up, before you go there, what happened where you went from fucking hardwood floors to hydro
I'm about to tell
store?
you.
All right, cool. I just
So-
wanted to make sure before we went.
I opened up the first hydroponic store in Oklahoma, and then I married my wife,
What city?
Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
capital.
it was illegal. It's like a sesame seed got you 30 days, and I had the hydroponic store right there downtown.
So they were familiar with you.
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
looking into you.
Yeah,
Lightly.
yeah. So anyway, me and my wife, we got married, went to Jamaica, and Obama got on the news and was like, "Hey, if you're doing it legal, we're not gonna mess with you." And so we looked at each other and said, "Let's move to Colorado." And that's when we started the business in 2009.
All right, so we get to Colorado. How hard was it in 2009 to get into the industry?
So it was.
I just got to ask because you're like an OG, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people have no idea. Like,
I spent a
was it?
lot of money. I grew a lot of weed, and back then we was getting top dollar for it. So it was making good money, and I reinvested it all, but I lost everything just because it was so hard to get a license.
So what
they
ended
kicked
up?
me. I had 2 dispensaries, a 10,000 square foot grow. They took it all away from me because I wasn't a resident for 2 years.
So
After I done spent like $500,000.
the building's
getting it
built.
going. Yeah,
You've been selling product.
yeah,
You've had established business.
yeah. And they
And
said,
it was cut.
yeah.
How much of a notice did you get?
It was just one day I went in and to finalize my license, and they were like, "Oh, you haven't been a resident for 2 years. Denied."
Now, was there an appeal? Was there any ability for you to let's like just?
I was uneducated back at that time, so I was, being from the streets, I was against lawyers and shit like that because I always,
Probably a little upset too with how
and
that
so I
went
never
down.
hired a lawyer, and I tried to do everything myself, and that's the main reason why I lost. If I would have had a lawyer, I would still be in business in Colorado. So after that, I was like, fuck it, we don't need to be here. Everything starts in California, so I'm headed to California, left my family in Colorado, and I started up in California and killed it and became the biggest. And
So we get to California. We pack up.
Balls.
We pack up out of Colorado. We get to California. Where in California do we land?
in Santa Rosa. And
Can you walk us
I went
through,
to
like,
the Cannabis Cup,
culture
right?
there?
So
Walk
I went
us
to
through
the,
the cannabis
so
culture there.
I'm there, right? This is in 2011. And I go to the Cannabis Cup in San Francisco, and I'm walking around with a jar full of oil, like a cup full of oil. And I'm telling people, take your joints and dip it in it, because nobody's ever dipped oil in weed at that time.
What year is this?
It was 2011.
So it's early as fuck in the game. Okay.
Nobody even, I'm the only reason there's even infused products in the market right now is because of me. So I created that, and then everybody been on it. So fuck infused, everybody. Now it's super weed. So try the new super weed, because that's what it is now. So infused is whack, even though I own it.
I'm about to say I'd be running infused weed, bro. I love infused weed.
Yeah, well, wait till you smoke my weed, super weed. But anyway, so then I went from California. I was out there at the Cup. Everybody was like, "You're crazy! You got oil." The oil was legal in Colorado before it was legal in California, and California became legal in like '94, and Colorado like '99. So that shit was crazy to me. It was all backwards.
So what was the culture like when you got out there?
It was, it was good. Everybody was just smoking, having fun.
What was the first? Well, I mean, when you first showed up with the oil on the scene, what was the
People
reaction?
were freaking out on me. They were like, "You're going to prison." I was like, put your joint in it. And it was hot because the sun was beaming on it, so it was just running oil. And everybody was just dipping their joints in it and lighting it up, having a good old time. And that was the beginning. After that, I started making the Cavi combs. You know, and that's,
Do you remember the first shop you put it in?
Yeah.
How did that go? Like, you just walked in with it? Like, I mean, how shocked was the shop owner? I mean, bro, I'm just curious on how that shit went.
Well, people were like freaking. They were like, "What is this shit?" You know, because I was in there and talking about I got ounces for $1,300. They were like, "What the fuck is this? Ounces for $1,300?" I was like, "Look it, bro. I'll roll a blunt up. If you can't finish it, you'll buy an ounce." And so the dispensary owner's like, "Bet." So we roll up the blunt. They take a couple hits, buy an ounce.
Oh shit! Break it down by the nug.
That's what they would do and sell it out. Yeah.
That's crazy fire, man.
Yeah.
So when did the packaging idea come? When did you say, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna package these joints up and do this?
Well, when they made us, you know, well, the joints came before that, but I went out and I started looking in the stores and stuff, and I was like, man, pre-rolls, there's nothing already rolled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start something and roll it up. We started in Colorado. We did a product called a T-Cone, because actually I was the first legal pre-roll in the market in Colorado, because it was illegal to sell a pre-roll. So I called it a T-Cone and put instructions on the package that you dip it in hot water and then drink the hot water. But nobody dipped it in hot water. They just opened it up and lit it and smoked it. And it was the only pre-roll for sale in all of Colorado at the beginning.
Little loophole, huh?
Yeah.
No shit. Do you remember the strain you dropped?
I don't remember what it was.
I just asked because that's like legendary times there, man. That's crazy.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah. That was the first.
Do you feel like the cups have changed a lot from when you first attended them to now?
They've always been shit, to be honest with you.
Like all of them, Emerald Cup, all the events?
I mean, I can't say Emerald Cup because I've never been to Emerald Cup because I got such a solid. I won 9 times and never entered. So how's that happen? I got 9 trophies.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say someone entered it with your product and won.
I don't know, man. I think they wanted me to pay them to win and to go in there, you know, and I refused to pay to play, and that's the type of dude I am. I'm always bucking the system. So I'm all against the cups. This is a cup. This is a trophy.
So gold cup.
It's 2 ounces or 3 ounces of gold, solid gold.
Oh no, I didn't know it.
This is a trophy too.
I know. I believe in trophies. Believe me.
For weed though.
Mine are all for weed. Trust me.
Hey Jay, to a question you asked on Instagram, the strain you're smoking. I mean, do you really think that that's what the strain that you're actually smoking?
Yeah.
From Indiana, that's the whole thing that was like rough, is not knowing whether you're smoking an indica, a sativa, what you were smoking. Really, you just got what you got.
The reason I asked that is because when you talk to like OGs from like true California Humboldt grows, and they like talk to you about like how legacy grows were set up, like legendary grows, right? Like you'd go to like, say you'd go to you, right? You'd be like the gelato grower, right? You'd have all the crazy gelatos. I'd go to my man, he'd have like the true strawberry coughs, and like everyone actually had diversity. So you got like those strains from them. They were really only gelatos, but they were different phenos, and people would rename them, and then that system got into play, and it would end up on the East Coast. So when I asked people that, I was just curious on how much they buy into that, because it's a cerebral effect to an extent of like, if I believe I really believe this is a true OG, hardcore OG, right? I've looked it up online. I believe all the taste match, and I start believing the effects are going to be what they say.
Right.
I've bought into that. Unless I really know the grower, who then knows how he got the seeds. Like, there's so much that you would really have to track to prove that. It's funny how much trust people would put into a system.
Sure,
and I was just curious to gauge that.
Yeah.
All my stuff's really just for me to gauge.
What did you find out? Like,
a lot of people had wrote me and they were like, I only trust it if it's from my caregiver. And then a couple of them I would reply to and just ask them how extensive of a relationship do you have with your caregiver? And some of them like, I've known this motherfucker since I was 12. Okay, he probably isn't lying to him. He's probably buying the seeds from a trusted source and popping them, and that's what it is. So those ones, yes. A lot of people like, no, my man would never lie to me. Like, all right, bro, like I got some bad news for you. Like, your man definitely has rent. Your man, like, it is what it is, bro. Like, you can rename a gelato 7 times, and people will be like, believe it. You know what I mean? And that's just how it's become.
Yeah,
There's
they
nothing
don't know.
wrong with
They
that.
just see what's on the package.
Right, exactly. And then I'm sure with the infusing stuff that, infusing or, your super weed, it's probably super hard to tell, because once you fuse the THC percentage so high, to me, it takes away the strain taste and all the characteristics that you can tell what it is. So it just depends, what you're given.
Sure. Yeah.
But no, I feel like when I asked that question, I had an idea of what I was going to get answered back, and it was, a lot of people.
Note that he said that. Note what he just said. You guys get that note?
Which thing?
That it takes the characteristic of the weed away once it gets so strong.
Yeah.
I want you to note that because you'll change that.
So you think that
when I'm going to introduce to you later on, you're going to be like, wow. Like when you hit it, say it's OG Kush, you hit it for 30 minutes, it's going to feel like a mint of OG Kush is bursting in your mouth.
I hope so. I mean, I really do. For me, I found weed like that. Like I was saying earlier, Michigan gave me some stuff. Their runs, I thought it was really close to actually what runs is supposed to be. It's really hit or miss. And when you look at grows, it depends on, the level of care that's inside of it. That's why, when I go live, a lot of people, like I was live with Lost Leaf Matt, we were talking about like the difference between being able to grow in big facilities, small facilities, the level of care you get to the plants. There's just so much that actually goes into it. It's hard to say which one is better, which one can produce better, because you don't know the people. The aspect, the element that's so hard to determine in everything is the care of the person that's involved. Machines, exactly. You know what they're going to do. Lights, you know what they're going to do. Fucking nutrients, you know what they're going to do. But you don't know if John's not going to turn the light on. Dave's going to show up 6 hours late to feed. Like, you don't know that shit. And that element changes a lot of shit. So that's why I asked those questions.
We're going to turn one of these into the goat. So what we'll do is we'll take this strain and then we're going to infuse that strain into that strain.
Is that a proprietary process?
I got the patent December 29th, 2020.
So can you talk about it then?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens? How does that happen?
So what we do is we just take this strain and then we take other parts of the same plant, from the same plant, and we take the oil out of it and put it back into that plant. Extracted and then put back into that flower.
Is it like a butane extraction? Is it a solventless extraction?
We can do either way. It just depends on what they're set up for, because certain people have license for butane, certain people don't, so we use solventless if they don't. But we can do either way. And we can infuse that back into the plant. And that's why you get so much terpenes from the plant. So the same
strain with the same infused product back into it.
Yeah.
So you really don't see a lot of that. You're right. You are very true on that.
And it's all the way. So like I can put 2.5 grams of oil into 1 gram of bud.
Well, you're going to have to bring back some for us. We're definitely going to want to see it. We're definitely going to want to see it. My boy Johnny's just like, hey, dude, 11 notifications. Anyone have anything extra they wanted to say, or anything they wanted to let you guys got anything crazy dropping, anything you wanted to mention?
Not just 24 hours. I'm trying to get the word out on that. It sounds like it happens. So
that's crazy. 24 hours Cannamazoo. So if you wake up at 1 a.m. and you have to have weed, there's at least one place in the state of fucking Michigan, 21 and up with an ID, right, that you can pull up at and get served. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Literally.
We're starting to see a lot more people come in.
Well, yeah, bro. I mean,
it takes a while to get the word out.
I would just put a billboard up that says if you're reading this, you can be getting high regardless of the time.
I wasn't going to get a billboard. I hate all the billboards.
Well, yeah, billboards are dumb, but if you put really
24 hours
shit up in like another state where put that up in
Put it up in Indiana,
They'll
drive all the way.
Absolutely. They've been begging me to put,
they've been shooting over there with the quickness, bro.
That's a good idea.
That's where we're from. That's where we're all from. Is from.
Put it on. Too bad you don't have a train station nearby. You put it on like wherever the train ends. Like hop aboard. When you land, you can get high. I promise. Right? Like that's hilarious, man.
But so me and Adrian will also be on the Smokers Lounge every Thursday with Rico. That's what we'll be doing there as well. And then he also has the Wake and Bake as well too.
You should do
you should
be on the show.
I'll come out sometime. I'll absolutely come out and hang out with you guys. The Smoking Lounge. You guys just smoke down? What do you guys do on there?
Man, it's just kind of the same thing. Is just bring on people, talk about what's relevant in the industry, anybody that wants to come on, man, mostly we want to promote people who we sell and who we, who are in our door, you know, and outside of that, you know, we welcome anybody who wants to come on that has any relevancy to the industry and wants to add some, you know, good content. So
You guys going to CannaCon?
I'm so busy right now. I like
24/7.
I'm
right?
working.
Oh yeah, that means
Yeah.
you shoot down for it. It's in Detroit. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
We're gonna stunt through there. You gonna go?
I work, man.
I work.
I love going to those shows though. I used to go all the time when they were
did
in my
too.
own state, but like
BizCon gonna be crazy this year, man. That's
I
what
love
can't
going
wait
to
for.
them too. It's just I'm busy, super busy.
Respect it. We appreciate you guys coming out. It was an awesome time hanging out with everyone.
Oh, yes.
Dope.